20th anniversary to the W Club. Thanks for all you do. Cheers!
Hi everyone, this is David Buttry. I just wanted to wish the W Club a very happy 20th anniversary.
Hi, it's Chris. Victuan, I would like to wish the W Club a happy 20th anniversary.
Hey W Club, happy 20th anniversary. Thank you for being a part of our Integrity Toys family. Here's to another 20.
Hey everyone, we're here.
We made it.
Here. I am Carol Roth from the W Club. This is Alain Tremblay from Integrity Toys, and we are celebrating, if you can believe it, the 20th anniversary of the W Club. It's our 20th year, and I know some of you, it's going to be your first time here, and some of you have been with us for 20 years and everything in between, and we are so grateful because we are not a W Club without its members. And I can't believe this, Alain. Can you believe that this is going to be 20 years? Do you remember when we started this?
I mean, I remember meeting you for the first time in Toronto at like the second Fashion Royalty convention. I can't, to me, like it feels like this was yesterday. So I guess we must be doing something good because, I mean, cheers, my friend. You deserve it. There you go.
Well, really, it's not about me or you. It's about the collectors. Thank you all so much for helping us reach this milestone. And Alain, what is it that you're drinking? Let's see what you're drinking to celebrate.
I'm being very nice. I'm drinking 7-Up with banana liqueur. So, because we got a lot of work to do. It can't be the real thing. But let's just look. I put the tint in it, and look, when I put my glass on the side, like it's like something we just designed for a doll. So yeah.
It's great. And I noticed you have a little celebration mustache going on as well.
Yes, I call it the twirly.
Well, as you can tell, I haven't drank anything because I'm afraid I'm going to spill all over the place. I have my water bottle. Len's got a little bit of liqueur, but we're not even drunk. We're just so excited to be here with all of you. And I know there are people from all over the world. So again, thanks for joining us, whether you're joining us live or watching this later. And yeah, we're going to have so much fun. If you don't know who we are, as I said in the intro, I am with the W Club, which we'll talk about. And Alain is with Integrity Toys. And since we work very closely together, even though we're not the same entity, we do a lot of collaboration. So he's going to be helping not only with technology, but filling in the gaps. And we're so excited. We're so excited. Are you so excited, Alain?
Right. Two different entities who sometimes share a brain. Just let's call it the way it is. Let's call it the way it is. Yes.
All right. So again, whether you're joining us for the first time, the 5th time, the 15th time, the 20th time, you know, we're so thrilled to have you here. This is our exciting launch event. We have a lot of stuff to cover. Today, we're going to talk about the W Club and what it is. We're going to talk to you about some of the perks. We are going to unveil for you 3 new dolls. We are now calling them registration exclusives, and we'll explain to you about the name change in a second. Information on some of our events. We've got information on how to register. We're going to answer your questions. So shout us out the whole time. Our only request, a couple things, is that this is an event, and we have people here from all over the world, some folks who don't speak English as a first language. We have people who are going to have some questions that some of the, old timers, long timers, they're not old. You're not old. You're just long timers already know. So just please some patience as we go through this. If you want to, if waiting is not for you, we are going to send the information afterwards, but we hope that you'll stick with us. And, we're going to answer your questions at the end. So feel free to, kind of shout out and give your thoughts as we're going. But in terms of questions, we will get to those in a defined Q&A period at the end. So anything you want to say to start, Alain?
No, I'm just really excited to be here. Like, it's been such a process, like putting together W Club registration every year is a little bit like putting together a convention, to be honest with you. And we made it, and it started. How many dolls did we have like the first year the club started? I think it was 1 exclusive a year, wasn't it?
Yeah, so when we started, the very first year was 2006. Some
Yep.
of you will be confused on the math, but 2006 is the first year, 2010 is the fifth year, 2025 is the 20th year, so the math does foot. And we only promised one doll. We'd had no registration exclusive or upgrade. The fee was $49.99. So we haven't announced it yet, but we'll just say a base membership. We're not raising the price again, $50. So 20 years basically of the same price, except for the fact, I don't know if you remember, but I think it was 2008 when we had an extra license that we took on that we included in the club. We actually, if you wanted to do the whole thing, it was $80. But over time, we decided to have all of the brands under $50. So, and we're seeing in the comments, folks like Brent Adams, who I know has been with us in the beginning, who remembers we used to be on Yahoo groups. So we have come a long way.
We've come a long way, but how many things on earth right now have not suffered inflation? Like, come on, $50 for 20 years. Like that alone is reason for celebration.
All right, so that's a good thing that we're doing.
Exactly.
For those of you who don't know what the club is, it truly is a club. As I said, we're not officially part of Integrity Toys. We're a separate club. But what we are is basically from our perspective, is we are the consumer, the customer, the collector core of the company. So not a lot of companies out there give their collectors or give their consumers a seat at the table. And so what we do is we take your wants, your feedback, and we sit and we advocate at Integrity Toys. They give us a seat at the table to put your feedback forth and help them incorporate that into what they do, which I think is really cool, and why the W Club's so important. The fact that, it really is the first club and the only club to put collectors in the middle of it. From your perspective, in addition to that, obviously it's an opportunity to get a lot of exclusive product guaranteed to you, and then chances at things that are not guaranteed throughout the year. So we'll go through all of that. As we said, still $50. And we are going to have 3 registration exclusives this year, which we'll talk about in a little bit. You'll get a chance to order those when you order your membership for the year. In addition to that, we will still have the 5 guaranteed exclusive dolls throughout the year that are guaranteed. We past few years, we've left those vague just for flexibility, but we expect, although we don't guarantee, that they will come from Poppy Parker, Fashion Royalty, New Face, and New Fantasy this year. That's kind of the expectation, but again, we're leaving it flexible. There's going to be a lot going on this year. So in addition to the fact that we're celebrating the 20th anniversary this year, mid-year, we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of Integrity Toys.
Yes, we are. Actually, in July. So like the company was founded in 1995, and officially I think the first few dolls started shipping in 1996. So we're also celebrating another milestone for Integrity Toys. And I'm closing in on 7,000 years with the company.
Alain is a vampire, and he's been here since the 1800s.
I turn looks, I turn back time. Yes.
You actually look like you're doing a little Benjamin Buttons turning back time here.
I've got Dorian.
But yeah, so it's going to be a really fun year. You'll have throughout the year, we'll put out all kinds of information. You'll get that information first. Some of the items you'll have priority access to via a number of different methods that we use. Some of them you'll just get the heads up for. And again, our team and I will be your conduit for information. So if you have feedback, you can give it to us. And if you want to know where your membership fee goes, it goes so that my team can help eat. Basically, it pays for them to be able to help run this fantastic scenario. And we do cover all Integrity Toys products. So I will get into that in a little bit, but I know you guys are probably dying to see our registration exclusives. Now this year, for I think maybe the first time, Alain, we actually have a theme. And, this was very cohesive. It kicked off actually at the end of 2024 with our last W Club exclusive with the wonderful A Toast to Us Adele by Jesse Ayala. But the idea was that we wanted to have this celebration. And so with that, the celebratory theme, the other thing that we did is we switched the dolls, and I'm sure I'm going to mess this up at least 2 times during this event, so bear with me. But we switched the name to registration exclusives, and the reason we did that was because of some confusion, both externally as well as internally. Externally, there was confusion of, was this something that I was supposed to buy at registration or wait on? So hopefully the name registration exclusive makes it clear that it's tied to registration. From an internal perspective, there was always a debate of what does, an upgrade mean, and is there a limitation around that? So the fact that we have now something called registration exclusives kind of gives us more flexibility. And I'm really excited about what the team has come up with and the theme. How are you, before we do the unveil here, how are you feeling about the theme and what's going on and what we're about to unveil?
I think it's really fun. Like, it's something we've never really done like at this, like early on in the game. And to me, like, it really harks back to the concept that we started originally when we started Fashion Royalty, and like the various brands where, like, you had the stories that brought each collection together and gave each collection like a raison d'être, like a reason for being. So I think this is really fun because that's what I'm all about. I love giving those stories and background to the dolls. So to me, it's really exciting.
That's
so
great.
I hope it's exciting for everybody else.
Yes. Okay. So I know we've got lots of questions about how to join, and we are going to, get to all of that. But the very first thing that we want to do, because we know a lot of you are waiting, is first, we are going to show you the registration exclusives. And because we kind of test things out with technology, we did run into some technical problems, as we often do. So we ended up pre-recording with David and Jesse. And because of the technology, we actually had to use 2 different platforms to record with them. So they're going to look a little different, but that's what we do. We solve problems. But the dolls are amazing. So I'm so excited to first introduce David Buttry, our conversation from earlier on our first registration exclusive. Let's take it away, guys. Hi, David Buttry. So great to have you for the 20th anniversary of the W Club, celebrating collectors for 20 years. It's so great to have you here.
Carol, it's my pleasure to be here. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too. And this is so exciting because you have been with the W Club since the very beginning, first as a member, then designing our very first newsletter. Then Integrity Toys poaches you and brings you onto the design team. And now you are the main man for lots of lines that we love, including Poppy Parker, who I think we'll be talking about in a moment here.
Yeah, just a little bit. I think so.
Well, it's been quite a history. Obviously, one of the things that we had all talked about for the 20th anniversary of the W Club is having a very celebratory theme. And as you were brainstorming and we were talking about the first registration doll, you kind of had a movie that was a jumping off point. So do you want to talk a little bit about that and the inspiration and how you poppyized it?
Well, it's like I have a lot of film references in my little mind of things I like to pull out of. And one of the things that we had talked about, and one of the things that I love, is a movie called What a Way to Go with Shirley MacLaine. And there's sort of an iconic moment in that film where it's a pure pink moment. From pink, she's pink from head to toe, in a wig and a fur and a gown, and it's a red carpet moment. And since it'd be tie in so well with the theme of the 20th anniversary, so I thought that would be a perfect time to kind of play with that and see what we could do with Poppy.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let us unveil our registration doll, Glamour Pink Poppy Parker. And not only is she fabulous in her head to toe pink moment, but obviously she has her wonderful dog that is part of the storyline. So tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, well, Poppy is sort of escorting her very glamorous puppy named Pinky Parker, as she makes her debut in her film. And so Poppy is escorting her to the premiere. And this is such a fun concept. And it's such a great little fun set. And I know people love when we do our little flat dogs, so to speak. And so this is another one for the collectors.
Yeah, this is a great celebratory moment. We have a lot of things that people love and have been asking for. One is the return to the fantasy hair colors for Poppy, which everybody loves. A new screening, which we'll talk about in a second. Our wonderful flat dog, who is the star, and then just a really glamorous look. So let's go to the next slide so we can kind of dissect this a little bit. And I want to talk first, let's start with the dress because it's this really beautiful, I believe it's a brocade with
Yeah.
a really interesting detail. So talk to us a little bit about the design.
Yeah, it's a beautiful kind of like jacquard or brocade, whichever you want to refer to it as. This one, it's got metallic in it. So it's this wonderful kind of woven floral. It's big, bright, kind of bold mod flower print, which is unique and lovely. And Jesse did a color variation of this at the convention in the style lab. And I was like, Jesse, you cannot hoard that fabric to yourself. It's so good. So he's like, there's a pink variation. And I was like, oh, well, we'll have to do something with that one. And let's see if we can work with Poppy. And so once we, came up with the fabric, and then it was like, let's come up with a great little evening gown. And so I love this little look with the cutouts at the waist and little bow detail.
Yeah, no, the silhouette's really cute. It makes it very interesting, and that little bow at the waist makes it, both a little sexy and sweet at the same time. And of course, the kick pleat in the back, and the perfect dress to have, for a celebration. And then we have this wonderful, vibrant stole, kind of playing with this, pink on pink tonal quality that kind of offsets and matches the hair. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we're always in a quest to find like a really great fur, like a little faux fur for all of our dolls, and sometimes it's harder to find them in the perfect shades and colors that we want. But this was like this perfect pink and the perfect scale, and I had used sort of like this pattern before for Paris, a Paris poppy, themed poppy, but this is so needed for this look, and it's such a fun little detail, and it's such a lovely quality of fur, and so it's like let's do it and jazz her up a little bit.
Love it. It's very luxe. And again, referring back to that reference point with the movie, having the fur, having the dress, but done in a way that's very Poppy Parker. So love that. All right, let's go to the close up here, because one of the things that's very exciting is that we have a brand new screening for Poppy. So talk us through, kind of what went into conceptualizing it and the details that the collector should pay attention to.
Yeah, so I know that people have been requesting a new screening for Poppy for a very long time, and we've sort of held off on that. And I've been using like mix and matching like brows with different eye screenings, but I thought let's just go ahead and let's go for it and do a new screening. People have been asking for it, and so this is the newest one, and it's very glamorous. And our painter actually came up with the concept of what it was going to look like. I wanted like certain details from some screenings with another, and they did a great job of combining those ideas into one. And I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I hope our collectors will be too.
Yes, I love it. First of all, thank you so much for debuting it with the 20th anniversary registration exclusive, which is so excited. I love it because one of the things that people have talked about is something that's a little bit more retro, right? More of a retro screening. And so it's got a lot of those elements, and it has sort of almost like a dreamy quality to it. So,
it's sort of like the best of all the little things I like about the existing screenings. It's got this fantastic sort of cat eye top liner, and it's a little glamour. It's a little naughty too. So I just love the way it looks on her.
And we're getting a little bit more of the view of the hairstyle here, although cut off a little bit. We'll see more when we get the full pictures. But such a fun hairstyle for Poppy, especially in this fantasy color. So talk us through that.
Yeah, so like when you're doing these sort of like, this is sort of my mind, just sort of mid to late-ish 60s, and you can't beat a good fall. I just love a good fall hairstyle, and I've used this style once before on a couple of the dolls, but this was the perfect time to use it again. And I thought it was a good opportunity to have like her hair up, but also down, and so it still has playability for people who want to kind of comb through it and play with it.
So cute. And I just want to mention on Pinky Parker, who's also the star here, that not only does Pinky have a wonderful little bow and chain detail, but because this is Pinky's premiere, there is a photograph photo that you get included that has the not only headshot of Pinky, but little paw prints.
Yeah, Pinky did really well posing for her photo session. She was a star. She was a little bit of a diva, but it all worked out well, and she left her little paws prints on the photo for you, just for all of her fans, her adoring
So
fans.
cute. So cute. Love it. All right, let's go to the next slide and we'll get a little bit of a look of the accessories. One thing that isn't shown in the other accessories, got a fun little cardboard accessory carrying case that Alain designed. Obviously, a really great bag, some shoes. I believe we're getting both sets of legs, which is something that Poppy Parker collectors are asking for, correct?
Yes. I know a lot of people always request that. Some people don't like the high heel and they prefer the original articulated, and then some people don't like the articulated and they want the high heel. So now we're giving you the best of both worlds, especially for the 20th. Let's give her both so everyone can be happy with the options. And so wanted to make sure we did that for this particular doll.
Excellent. And we'll go to the last slide as we talk about, so she's Japan skin tone, hot pink hair, has this wonderful new screening, and then of course, all of these super cute accessories.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're little classics, but they're perfect for this look. And then with the pet carrier, it's such a fun little addition. And Alain did such a great job with that. And I just, you have to love the little head poking through the hole in the side of the box. And I don't know, it's just a fun, cute, kind of campy set. And I hope everyone enjoys it.
She knows who the star is. Well, this is the perfect way to kick off our celebration. And if we can stop the sharing and put just David and I in the middle so that David can show us in person this wonderful celebratory doll.
Yeah, here she is. So she's so pretty. And there's Pinky.
I love how you just played with all the different color pinks. Like even the dress has multiple shades. You've got the hair, the fur, obviously the dog. I mean, she's really wonderful, David.
And it's looking a little more electric on the screen, but it's a little bit softer, but it's still very vibrant. And once you get her in person, you'll see. But she's super cute and fun. So
let's do the face up. Turn her towards the camera a little bit more. Yes, there. Oh, love it. Yay. And we get the new screening. This is so exciting. Exciting. All right. Any words for the collectors for our 20th anniversary year here?
Well, we have a lot of special things in store and some different things and some variances. So not everything is going to be like what you might think it might be. So we're going to try to hit some different bases and try to make everyone happy. So, stay tuned and, let's continue celebrating the great 20th anniversary of the club. It'll be fun.
Yay. Well, it's so exciting. So happy to have been with you for 20 years. Let's hope we can make it another 20. But in the meantime, we'll just enjoy this year while we can.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Thanks, David.
Bye-bye, Carol.
So, Alain, how fun is our Glamour pink Poppy?
She's so much fun. I mean, that little flat dog, honestly, like I laughed so hard when I made the little carrier and then when the photographer pulled the head through, honestly, it wasn't even me. Like her face was just supposed to show through the little hole and she pulled it. I thought it was it's really cute. It's
so cute. So we're going to show you a spinning video in a little bit, but before that, I know you guys want to see the rest of the dolls. So let us keep this party going and show us what Jessie Ayala has in store for both new face and fashion royalty.
All righty.
Hey, Jessie, thanks so much for being here to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the W Club and our fabulous collectors. So great to see you.
Hi, Carol. Happy 20th anniversary.
Thank you. It's so funny. We were talking with everybody about kind of how we all started. And I know you weren't there from day one, but early on, before you joined the design team, you were actually a W Club member, correct?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I was in the W Club. I was on the boards. I was all about it.
So crazy. And now obviously you are our fantastic premier designer and have some fabulous things to unveil today in terms of our registration exclusives. This has been really fun. It's a celebration, and I know that's been kind of the theme, which you started with our last club upgrade of 2024 in Adele, and we're sort of carrying through the story to the new face and FR registration exclusive. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. So yes, as I've been talking about, this year is all about celebration. We're celebrating the 20th anniversary with the W Club. Adele kind of started it off, giving us a little bit of a preview of today's offerings. And yeah, so the mood is just like glam. Think about like red carpet, like a big anniversary gala type of vibe for the dolls.
And we have a very fun and juicy storyline that we'll let everybody read about as well. But for now, we want to see dollies. So let us unveil our new face registration exclusive. And that is Lustre Lilith Blair, like we have never seen her before, Jesse. Oh my God, she is so glam. Talk to us about this.
Yes, I think quite literally you have not seen her in this Hungarian skin tone, which is really great. It offsets the antique gold dress really nicely with her brunette hair. Something that's really cool about this doll in particular is that she features the new version of our bust with the thinner neck. And Lilith and Eden they're one of those dolls that have a smaller head, so proportion-wise looks prettier, more elongated, more model-esque. She is, of course, a model. But here she is trying to fit in with, the gala crowd, I guess you could say.
And I love that she's doing it in a very new face way. It's obviously very glam. It's obviously very couture, but it's also sexy and it stands out, and she's creating a moment here.
Yes, there has to be a little bit of sensuality, a little bit of a uniqueness, to put a little bit of a new face spin while keeping her classic at the same time.
Yeah, she's great. All right, let's go to the next slide so we can get a little bit more of the look. And I love how you have all the draping going on. Something I tell you every time we talk is, you are the king of details and putting so much thought into everything. So can you tell us a little bit about the construction of this gown?
Well, thank you. Well, this gown, I initially started with the fabric, if I'm being honest. I had this fabric swatch and I've been wanting to use it for something. It's really beautiful in person, like when it catches the light really nicely. It has this luster. And I just thought the color was interesting. It's this tone of antique gold. It has a little bit of, black showing through the weave. And I just thought it was really cool. And I think that the draping of the dress really lends itself to showcase that shimmer and that luster. And yeah, it's
really beautiful. All right, I want to go to the next slide. And this is my favorite because her face up is so beautiful. And again, we don't often see Lilith in this light with kind of a shorter, not short, but shorter do. And it's very well coiffed. And she has this beautiful makeup palette. And of course, her lip gloss where she's perfecting her pout.
Right. I wanted a look that was glam and classic because, like I said, she's trying to fit in with the gala crowd. But I wanted it to feel youthful and fresh. So I figured like this little kind of bob length was really ideal for her. And it allowed to showcase the dress even more in the back. And it just felt like, I don't know, just something more fresh for her and a little different. We haven't seen Lilith like this. Her makeup is this really beautiful metallic sheen with some gold, a little bit of violet, and of course she has these really pretty brown eyes, like honey brown eyes.
So great. People have been asking for that. So thank you so much for the collectors. And I love, the neutral palette, the neutral lip, but of course glossed up a little bit. And she just really looks so beautiful and different. And that's so exciting for the 20th anniversary to give people who love this sculpt sort of a different take on it. So Really love seeing this. All right, so she comes with a lot of fun stuff as we're doing our celebration. If we can go to the next slide. And, this is, again, a little bit of a carryover here from what we saw with Adele. She's got her invitation. She's got, I will note, and this goes back to the story, she does not have a VIP invitation. She just has an invitation. That's part of the storyline. So you have to find out. And her lip gloss and the little brochure here.
Yeah, her lip gloss is W Cosmetics branded because, of course, she has a little swag bag with W Cosmetics goodies and whatever. So they're going to this big gala. We don't quite know exactly what it's for, but yes, it's a carryover from the Adele.
It's great. It's great. And if we go to the next slide, we see a little bit more. We've got the swag bag. We have obviously these fabulous pumps, which you'll tell us about, and purse and jewelry. Tell us a little bit more.
So the pumps accent the antique kind of gold tone on the dress. They're made out of this faux leather, and they have this really cool gemstone jewel detail on the heel. And you guys may have seen it on the Style Lab Erin that I just did this past fall. I really loved the heel, and so I thought it was perfect to do another color variation on that heel specifically. But yes, the look is just, youthful, flirty. There's little antique kind of touches in the jewelry with the cameo. There's this really cool bracelet that kind of looks like a little leaf. Or not a leaf, feather. Sorry, a little feather wrapped around her wrist. It's very delicate, pretty, and it just kind of finishes off the look.
And she has 2 pairs of lower legs, the articulated ankle and the high heel, even though we just have the 1 pair of shoes, something that people are asking for redressability.
Yeah, this is just, it goes to the play factor. You have the option of giving her flat feet, high heel feet, whatever you want.
So fun. So fun. Absolutely love that. We will see her in person in a second, but we want to kind of come back together in the middle and talk about our next and final registration exclusive. And, in the story that we have at this wonderful industry gala, Adele is very surprised in the VIP lounge when somebody taps her on the shoulder and she spins around. So, what was sort of the inspiration of the FR character and what we have going on here?
So I wanted a little bit of a drama moment, and there's no better person in the FR world to give us that drama. And of course, it's Agnes. In the story, she turns around and she drops her glass, and she's, of course, expecting somebody else that she would much rather see. But it's our ever dramatic Agnes, and it's almost a case of like she stole her look in a way, because they have this whole like 2-tone kind of setup with their gowns. Of course, one's blue, one is this lovely magenta color, and they kind of play off of each other in that way, and they share the new champagne flute accessory. Agnes is a little bit different. She has this kind of rosé kind of tint to her glass.
All right. Well, before we give too much away, let us actually unveil the doll so everyone can follow along with what you're talking about.
I got carried away.
All right. Well, yes, it is Agnes. It can only be Agnes for the W Club 20th, and she is in Gardenia. And as you said, you're describing away this fabulous gown. So go ahead, continue on.
I'm sorry, I got too excited. So yeah, I mean, here you see her in this red carpet moment that she's giving us with, like I was saying, this dual color gown, and there's this really lovely skirt material. It's a moire, so it has like this cool wood grain to it when it catches the light. And her bodice, it has this really cool floral lace detailing as well.
So beautiful. We have Agnes, who has been missing, and everybody's been asking for her. So Collector's 20th anniversary. We're gonna have Agnes creating a lot of drama here. Pale blonde hair, Japan, really having a moment. And there's a really fun story moment going on in this VIP lounge that you guys will all find out about. But let's go to the next slide so we can kind of see her coming and going, and whatever way that we're looking at Agnes, front side, other side, like she's creating drama, isn't she, Jessie?
Yeah, this is a pretty big gown for her. Lately we've been doing a more slender silhouette for her. But well, at convention she kind of was going toward that territory of a big ball gown moment, but she's like, you know what, let's just do it today for this W Club special anniversary. But yeah, it's Agnes in her dramatic fashion.
In her dramatic fashion. All right, let's get the close up. And this is such a beautiful face up. And I love when Agnes looks like almost a little bit sweet. Like you almost like get taken in like, oh, has she changed her tune? And then she just hasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's the master of, presenting herself sort of in this way of, she doesn't seem like she's going to be too much trouble, but, we all know what's going underneath the surface.
Anything about the screening or the coloration that you want to mention here?
Yeah, well, for this coloring, I wanted something soft and pretty, something versatile. So she has like a clean eyeshadow look. She has this really pretty rose pink colored lip. And I haven't used this screening in particular many times. I think I've only used it one other time on Ocean Drive Agnes, which was another really special W Club doll. One of my favorites. So yeah,
I want to point out a few other details. So as you mentioned,
Okay.
sort of the corollary to Adele is that we have these fabulous champagne glasses that you and Alain designed with these removable inserts. And it looks like she's got like a pink champagne or a rosé, a slightly different color than Adele is toasting with.
Yeah, I mean, she had to be a little bit different. She, of course, wanted to coordinate with her outfit a little bit more. So there's a pink tint to her drink, more of a rosé. Yeah, and it's just. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's the same cool little bullet that has the tilting effect for close-up photography. That's really neat.
So cute. And there's two of them, right? Just the flats and the tilted, which is great.
Yes.
I also want to point out, and maybe I'm reading too much into this, Jessie, but again, I know that your eye for details is fantastic. These wonderful drop earrings, I'm noticing that they're emerald, even though she's got the pink magenta gown. And I'm guessing that that is a nod to 20th anniversary, with emerald being the official stone.
Well, yes, I have to have my little Easter egg touches somewhere in there, but also it looks really pretty with the pink. So whatever you want it to be.
You can also see that wonderful kind of flower detail that you have. Would you consider that an embroidery or decor? How would you explain that?
It's actually a lace. The lace is a little bit on the. It feels like an embroidery that's loose. It's hard to explain without actually feeling it. It's very tactile, which is really great. But it kind of gives the illusion of a floating embroidery kind of on her.
So cool. All right, let's go to the next slide so we can see a little bit more. Again, we've got the glass with the double inserts. And also, I'll note, Adele was VIP, Lilith was not, Agnes was not. And I wonder if that's a source of the drama. You guys will read about it soon. So she has these complimentary accessories, which is really fun.
Yeah.
All right. And then the next slide is you get to see the rest. We have to talk, not only did she get her swag bag, but we've got to talk about the shoes and the purse because they're just incredible.
Oh, this purse features a new metal piece for the clasp, and it's this really pretty floral kind of filigree situation going on there. And it just plays with the whole theme. I wanted a little bit of floral touches throughout. You can see it also on the shoes. There's this little rose detail on the ties, and it just kind of looks pretty on her foot. Like, what girl doesn't want that?
Everybody does. And like Lilith, we mentioned, she does also have the high-heeled foot and the articulated ankle included, even though there's the one pair of shoes, but again, for play value, so that you can make Agnes wear whatever it is that you'd like for her to wear, if she will let you.
Correct.
All right, fabulous. Let's throw us to the middle so that we can take a look and see these beautiful dolls in person. Actually, we can take me out so that Jessie.
Okay, who do you want to see first?
So let's go in order. Let's see Lilith first.
Lilith, let's fix her eyelashes first. 1 second. Girl can't be on camera looking a mess. So this is what I was talking about. This really beautiful luster on the fabric. Do you see how it almost looks like a hammered foil?
Yeah, it's great.
And it's really nice because you can just, it's very liquidy, which is lovely. Here she is, a little hairdo. See the back. See the back also has this kind of draping effect echoing the front. She has these sheer stockings, shoes. Can you see?
Yes. Oh, and what's going on in the back of those stockings? You didn't tell us about this.
Oh, that's just the seam. That's
It's
the
so
seam.
cute.
Yeah, because that's how they construct them. But yeah, and she has the little cameo earrings, little drop earrings, chandelier earrings.
All right, let's see her face up again one more time into the camera. Steady. Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. Really
I don't know if
beautiful.
you could catch the metallic in it. My light's kind of bright, but
Yeah, no, we can see. I can see the shimmer to it, and it looks like just a beautiful quality fabric too.
yeah, I love the fabric.
So
Oh, and
fabulous.
her little tiny lip gloss. It opens, obviously.
Stuff. So cute.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. All right. And then the dramatic moment here with Miss Agnes.
Dramatique. She's almost losing her purse. Give me 1 second. Ooh. Pretty hefty ball gown.
So incredible. Oh, look at her.
See what I was talking about? This lace detailing is a little bit on the. It looks like an embroidery, but it's not. It's an applique actually.
And also at the waist then too.
The waist, but I was a little tricky with that because I made it into a little belt.
Stop. Jesse, you're holding out on us. Look at that. So cute.
So if you wanted to, you could play with it with something else. But yeah.
And let's see if you can show us the moire detail on that pink fabric so you can see. Yeah, that's really cool. Everybody's got so much drama and glamour and definition and shine. So pretty. Lovely. Lovely. All right, let's pop us back together.
Shoes.
So great. Jesse, this is fabulous. What an exciting way to kick off the 20th anniversary year. Anything you want to say to the collectors about it being the 20th anniversary, about what's ahead? Any little details? Go ahead.
I mean, I will say we will continue the celebration for a little bit more. We'll just have to stay tuned. That's all I'm gonna say.
And we also have some other surprises in store that are a little bit, left of center, a little, out of the box too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, Jesse. Thanks so much. Thanks for kicking off the celebration with us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
See you guys. Bye.
All right, Alain. So here is what we are kicking off the year with, these three fabulous ladies. And of course, so much more to come. As you know, we have collectors from all over the world with all different kinds of tastes. And, people who like male dolls, people who like dolls with different skin tones, whatnot. We will be seeing so much more, but this is what we have. And I'm just so proud for the 20th anniversary. I think that David and Jesse did a beautiful job of creating this wonderful glamour for us.
Yes, they're very exciting. And, they continue, like you said earlier, they continue the beautiful theme that we had with Adele that started with the last club doll of last year. So it's such a nice segue into this. Like I love the continuity. So I hope everybody's going to be able to appreciate where we're going with this little storyline that we started.
Absolutely. Why don't we see the spinning videos? And while you put the spinning videos up, I'll talk about pricing and the stories and all of that kind of stuff. So if you want to tee up Poppy first, we'll go in the same order. So the registration dolls this year, they are all $175, $30 deposit. The rest due when the dolls come in. And, we really have lots of fantastic accessories. The spinning doll here on Pop, you get to see a little bit more of her. Obviously, we don't have Pinky, the dog, or the carrier or anything in there, but you get to see a little bit more, as I know you guys like to see, of the in-person coloration. And she has a really fun storyline. So pretty. Love. And then when we're done with her, we can tee up Lilith next. She looks absolutely gorgeous. And when you guys go through registration, there's going to be a page that has more detail, that has lots of different pictures of the dolls and all the accessories. Oh, look at that fabric. It's so pretty.
I know, right?
And
it's so gorgeous. I
there's
love
this
yeah.
really fun, dramatic story that's going on. That's a continuation. As we said, we really kind of viewed Adele as the last club doll from last year as kind of a part of this. And so she is at the gala and she sees Agnes, and there's this big dramatic moment that's happening as Lilith is teaming up with Agnes and sneaking her way into the champagne tasting lounge. So I think you guys will have a lot of fun with the wonderful dramatic stories. So beautiful.
Kudos to our lovely little team.
Yes.
You guys did a great job.
Yes, really, really beautiful. And as we said, so much more to come. All right. So do you guys have a favorite? Please let us know in the comments. And as we are talking or we're hearing back from you, we're going to tell you a little bit more about what is in store, including events, because I know that that's an important thing. So we can pop us back into the center and we can cover that.
Yes.
All right. So, Alain, I know a lot of people have questions about conventions. Last year was the first time that in 5 years that we were back in person for convention. And Integrity's gotten a lot of feedback because, again, we have collectors from all over the world that have different interests, different, things that they like. And we have some people who like the in-person events, and we have some people who like the online events. And so, Integrity is looking to meet everybody's needs, not necessarily all at the same time, but over time. So for this year, we are going to have, instead of an in-person convention, we are going to have an online event. That online event will be open to all W Club members. Yay, for the 20th anniversary. And that will be done online instead of in person. It'll be kind of more similar to the 2023 and 2022 events, but obviously, with its own theme and details and whatnot. I think that the one thing that we have to say is that just because it's open to everyone, it doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to get every single doll. But I do think there's going to be a mix in terms of the dolls that are available. So that's the determination. And again, because that's the determination from this year, doesn't mean anything for future years. Integrity is just trying to mix things up to keep everyone happy.
Exactly. So like we heard everybody loud and clear. We've got customers from all over the world. It's not always easy to travel. So like, I think this year you're going to love the theme. Actually, we came up with something that's a little bit out of the box for us. So I think it's going to be very exciting. And, everybody who joins the W Club this year gets the chance to attend virtually. So I think it's a great opportunity. So join the club.
Yes, it'll be really exciting. Now, one other thing that I will throw out there, and this is all the information that I have, and so I wish I could tell you more, but this is what I have. There is the possibility, it is not guaranteed, but there is a possibility that there may be a small in-person event at some point during the year. We don't know details. We don't know location because those have not been there. There's been nothing confirmed. So there's not anything I can tell you about other than that it's a maybe. So I would imagine if it does happen that it might be similar to curated in terms of the scope, in terms of the way it's handled, but it's not a guarantee. But because I know that impacts some people in terms of registration, I just wanted to make it as transparent with all that we know so far. We just know it's a possibility. So that's that for that. So online events for everyone instead of in-person convention, and possibly a small in-person event at some point. We don't know for sure. So Also, we're going to, in a second here, answer questions and talk about registration, but also we're going to talk about the forum. If you're a forum user, you may want to stay tuned on that. Anything else before I move on, Alain, so far that you want to underscore or anything like that?
No, I mean, we're trying to improve, to change things, to keep things fresh and new and exciting. And I think you should stick around just for a few more minutes, because we will be sharing a lot of new information. We're attempting something next week that I think something has been requested for a really long time, and I'm happy to roll it out. So, Carol, go on.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so we are now going to talk a little bit more about perks, some of the things that are upcoming, and the responsibilities that you have as club members. The most important thing, first thing you get is first to know information on releases. So it's a great way to keep on top of everything that's going on and try to put yourself kind of at the front of the line. While we cannot guarantee you access to things that are not contractually part of the W Club, we find that our W Club members are able to typically really kind of put themselves at the front of the line to get access to the product they need. And as we talked about in our W Club forum, we have built a really great community of people who help each other out. So that's really helpful. Lots of special access with the forum. As we mentioned, this is a good place to buy, sell, and trade, to talk to other people who, share their passion. And we're doing a little bit of an upgrade this year. The platform that we've been using is definitely out of date from a technology back end standpoint, but from a functionality standpoint, we want to make sure that the experience and the usability looks pretty much as much the same as possible, so that people are seeing things the same way. So, Alain, that's something. Do you want to quickly talk about that?
Yes. So what we're going to do, we're going to start any new member that joins over the next few days, until you get the official welcome email, which is going to take us maybe mid next week. We're going to send out. We do those in batches. They'll contain the instructions on how to join the old new forum, revised, or whatever you want to call it, but update. I'll call it the updated forum. But it's going to be the same user ID, but you're going to have to reset your password. But everything that for the current users, everything like your old messages, the posts, the pictures you've posted, we're 99.9% sure that everything will be ported and will be just the way it was when you it should be pretty transparent to you. Like you won't see a difference, except the interface is faster, it's sleeker, and we'll be able to do more fun stuff with it in the future, because obviously the technology is much more recent and much more up to date. So mid next week, we're going to shut down the forum for probably a day, I would say. I'll knock on wood, but if everything goes well, one day is all we'll need to make this switch. And then once it's back on, the only thing you'll need to do is create a new password, because we can't bring your passwords in, but your user ID and everything else will be the same. And then new members that have never been with the W Club before will be able to join this updated version of the forum, and it'll be business as usual.
Absolutely. And for those of you who are new, who want to join the forum, you're just going to have to wait probably about a week. We're going to send out a welcome email. And
Correct.
at that point in time, when everything is brand new and ported over, that's when you'll be able to join the forum. So
Yes.
that's going on. All right. So we also, for club members, you get VIP customer service. We have an email address that we have a wonderful staff that takes care of you and makes sure that you get your information answered, that you can give feedback to. We share that feedback to the team, and it's really direct. So that's fantastic. Special pricing on a lot of Integrity Toys direct product. Again, this is not a guarantee because it's not in our contract, but this is something that is planned for, is that we've been working with Jason Wu on some very special products, including a made-to-order fashion royalty doll for the W Club. So, again, 30th anniversary, some special stuff with Jason. So this should be a really exciting year packed with a lot of very cool things. If you are new and you liked any of the dolls from last year, we will be having wait lists for them that will open up, or that you will be able to add if they're already opened up, for you to get on to try to get access to some of that product. And of course, in the forum, you can, if there are older dolls that you're looking for, a lot of those other collectors, it's a great place to buy, sell, and trade. And it's just a lot of fun and value for only $50. And then from your responsibilities, the things we ask for you, very simple, because again, membership: preserve confidential information, to treat others and the company and in the club with respect, to not share your membership perks with non-members, and to not sell any of your products or trade them until you have paid in full. So very easy to follow, but it's a two-way street. So now we get into registration. So Alain, do you want to tell everybody how we register?
So you're going to have to give us, once we're done with the presentation here, we're going to have to give us maybe 30, 45 minutes. We'll try to do this as fast as possible, but you'll receive a beautiful email that contains the link that's going to allow you to access the system and go through our little registration process. It was really easy. We've streamlined it as much as possible. It's a few beautiful website pages that we created. They'll show you, you'll be able to see all the dolls, all the pictures, read the story that we wrote. And then you'll get to choose which ones, if you want to buy just a basic membership or add on the new registration exclusive to your membership. So all of the instructions on how to do that will be provided. And also, as you're on the checkout page of the shopping cart, when you've made your selections, you will be requested to put in your W Club Forum ID. So if you don't have one yet, just write new or none. But if you have one, you'll be prompted to write it again, even if you wrote it last year. Some people change user ID during the year or anything, so we'd like to know who you are so we can keep you on in the forum and we don't turn you off at the end of the registration period.
Absolutely. All right, that's helpful. And then just to clarify, everyone is going to be able to register. So whether you're a new member or a returning member, you're going to be able to register as soon as we get this registration stuff up. As Alain said, probably 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour after we finish this presentation. So if it's your first time, if you're not on our email notification list and you go to the Integrity Toys website, there will be a prompt there as well. Again, give us about 30 or 45 minutes. All right, let me see if there's anything else. Oh, the VIP marker. Do you want to mention that as well?
So as you know, like the VIP markers that are in your account, and existing members know about this, but it's new members will know that on the Integrity Toys website, there's a section of your account that's called VIP marker. And those markers is how we're able to basically tell who's a member, who's not a member, who's pre-ordered something, also gives you the time to pay for your pre-orders when they come in and all of that good stuff. Obviously, we do those in batches, so don't worry. Like, you're not going to see that you're a 2025 member. You're not going to see your 2025 W Club marker appear immediately. You'll see it appear at the end of the registration period on March 19th or a few days after, once we've had the time to collate and go through our entire new membership list and everything. Everybody will get their VIP markers uploaded at the same time. So you don't need to contact us. This is a transparent process. It's going to happen at the end completely. We're aware. So even if you buy a membership, you have your receipt in your email, you're a W Club member. The W Club membership year for 2025 will officially start after March 19th. So that is when your VIP marker will appear in your cart.
Yes. And so March 19th, I believe it's 9 p.m. Eastern is when we shut down registration, but we do encourage people to register as soon as possible, because every year, it happens every single year, there are people who forget and then contact us afterwards and are very sad that they have to wait out another year. And again, 20th anniversary, we're just getting started. Lots of really cool things this year. 30th anniversary of Integrity mid-year. So, a lot of really cool things that are going on. And we hope, that we'll have the ability to have you as members for this special celebration, this milestone that really celebrates you.
Absolutely. And what's beautiful also, there's no limit on the amount of memberships that you can buy. So if you want to buy, just go ahead. Just understand though that when you're buying a membership, if you add the registration exclusive, like those will be multiplied also. So if you just keep that in mind, and that's also explained in the registration information.
Yes. All right. So with that, I think we have a bunch of questions. And again, because there's so many, and I asked everyone to hold them to the end, if you can put them through, if you have a question now, so that we can answer them. And I'll answer a few that I've seen, but we're just seeing the most recent ones. So questions on the forum. If you took a few years off, is your forum account purged? Probably not. We probably still have your ID. So you can just put that ID in, and you'll probably have to re-register because you're not active, but they probably still have all of your information about that. So,
well, actually, if the information is like, if you've already entered your email and your email hasn't changed, let's say in 3 or 4 years, the system will tell you that you already exist, but your account has been deactivated. So we need to turn that on manually. So you'll need to contact the liaisons to ask the liaison to turn on your account. Yes.
I'm seeing a question about the online events. That is not something that you will have to register for. That's something that it will be open to all the W Club members. But as I said, it doesn't guarantee that you will be able to get every single doll from the event. There'll probably be some sort of mix of how that's handled. We don't have the information on that yet, but it will be something that every single W Club member will be able to participate in. So that's very exciting. We have some questions about some of the lines. I know some of you love the Monarchs, love the men. I can tell you are going to see men this year. I think you'll be seeing some soon. I think we mentioned previously that we have a guest designer that is doing a collection that I think you'll be really excited about. And then the same thing for Meteor as well. So we will have those lines this year. So, well, again, I can't contractually guarantee you them, but that is the expectation. And probably, you'll probably not have to wait too long for at least one of those. So you'll definitely be seeing some of those, which is really exciting. And then I saw a question about Janae's 30th anniversary. As we said, it's the 30th anniversary of the company, so we don't know specifically what they're going to do to celebrate, but we will definitely have a celebration for that. All right.
I'm seeing a lot of questions about licensed products. So like in general, we have things that may or may not be in the works. At this point, we're constantly working on new things, just so everybody knows. But stay tuned. That's all I'm going to say. Yes.
As I mentioned, new members can join immediately once we get this up in about 30 minutes to an hour from when we finish here. I will say a lot of people, we have wonderful, wonderful Gem fan base. I can confirm we are not doing, and there's no active license with Gem, unfortunately. So I can guarantee you there will not be anything.
I didn't want to name her in person, but you took the words out of my mouth. Yes.
Yeah. So Allegra, in terms of the convention time frame, my guess is it will be towards the end of the year, around kind of when we normally have that. But it's an online event, so to preserve flexibility, it may be a little bit sooner, maybe later. We don't know for sure yet. So obviously lots of things in our lives are dependent upon various interactions with the factory and prototypes and things like that. So we have plans, and sometimes they are not always always met. Somebody's asking, in 20 years, which doll sold the most? We've mentioned this before. We'll mention this again, that our number one selling product of all time is actually Trixie Mattel. We had almost 15,000 pieces that we did with Trixie, which blew away everybody's expectation, but was really exciting and something that we're really proud of. So,
well, actually, we can also say that second, one of your W Club exclusive dolls.
I think Pink Lemonade was, I don't know if it was the second, but it was definitely,
it was up there.
Well, yes. We had Malibu Sky Agnes, some, things like that. So, Somebody's asking if the Made for Jason Wu collab works out. Would it be addition to the 5 club dolls? Absolutely. Anything with Jason is an addition, which is why I can't contractually guarantee it to you, but tell you that it is planned and in the works. And we actually have a number of things that are planned with Jason in the works. So hopefully it's very exciting. Can I purchase a new membership for me and someone else? So everybody owns their own memberships. So my suggestion is that you can purchase one for you and then maybe purchase a separate one under their name to kind of keep them separate and keep it clear. But certainly we've had people who team up before, particularly people who are in other countries who like to combine shipping. So absolutely you can do that. And there are no limitations on memberships. You can purchase as many memberships as you want. So let's see what else we have. So are the 3 new dolls only available for the same period as the 2025 W Club? So yeah, so those are only available with your registration. You must buy a membership, and then you can add 1, 2, or all 3 of those upgrade dolls to each membership. If you buy 2 memberships, then you can buy 2 of any of those dolls or all of those dolls. Each SKU is considered separately. If you have any questions about how that works, we do have an FAQ. We have a lot of things on the registration website to help you walk through it. But if you still don't understand, our liaisons will be able to help you when they're back on Monday, wclub@integritytoys.com. Please ask the questions beforehand, because once you buy them, it's almost impossible for us to change things. So we would rather get you the correct information in
I see. I see a question about payment methods on the website. So unfortunately, we do not take Union Pay, but we do take Alipay. We have, if I'm not mistaken, all major credit cards and PayPal. So those are like the different payment methods we have on integritytoys.com.
Yes, I'm seeing some questions about the quote new designers. So we do have 2 new what's called designers in residence, who are with us for the year, and they are hard at work. We have wonderful Pamela Thompson and Ange Calvo, and they are hard at work and working with the team and on some cool things. So you will definitely be seeing from them stuff from them throughout the year. So excited to introduce you guys and make you more familiar with their work. Somebody said about the physical events. So as we noted, last year we had a physical convention, sort of our traditional convention that we used to do, and that is going to be replaced for this year with an online convention so that more people, well, not convention, online event, so that more people can attend. But there is a possibility, but not a guarantee, that there may be a small in-person event, but we don't have any additional information because there is no date or location secured at this point in time. So that's all we know right now. In terms of questions about things like basic dolls or what Integrity might come out with during the year, we really don't know. The W Club is separate from Integrity, and when they release things, they kind of keep us surprised about that. We know some of the things because they've been in process for a while, but there's nothing that I can mention about basics at this point.
No, but we've got some really cool stuff coming in, guys. I think 2025 will be a beautiful year. Like, we've got some really exciting stuff. And also, like, just the like I said, the theme that we've chosen for the online convention this year, I think, is something out of the box again that is kind of my speciality. Like the theme that we just had for the convention last fall, everybody was like, what? And it turned out to be really fun. So, I think everybody's going to be really excited.
Yes. So people are asking about, certain characters, certain skin tones, certain, male dolls. We're going to have all kinds of things that are coming out this year. So stay tuned on that. As I said, we're just kind of kicking things off, but there's going to be a lot of things. We've got more to come. I'm getting questions about shipping, tariffs, and whatnot. So let me kind of address that. I will do this one time. So in terms of customs, duties, taxes, laws, VATs, all those kinds of things, these are something that many countries around the world have instituted. They have been going on for, since the beginning of time, basically, when integrity started 30 years ago. There's always customs and duties from certain countries. So, just like many other countries, Integrity Toys is a small family-owned business, and they cannot keep track of every custom duty tax from every country around the world. So if you do live in a country that implements those, we agree they're not great, and you should definitely contact your government, your representatives, to tell them that, you think that they're unfair and that you don't want them. In terms of US based policies, we have already been living with tariffs for, again, since sort of the founding of the country. We've got customs and duties that have been in place for years. We've lived through policies over the last 4 years that have obviously significantly increased the prices of the dolls and everything else. So we know that now there may be new policies, and some of those may be temporary and some of those may be permanent. And just like everything else and every other year, that's ever changing. So right now, what Integrity Toys is going to do, they're going to focus on what they do best, which is providing you access to high-end, beautiful collectible dolls, and do everything that they can to ensure that those dolls are worthy, for you and of the price. We know that obviously you work very hard for your money, and so Integrity does what they can. I can tell you that with the upgrade dolls this year, that the pricing has nothing to do with any new policies. The pricing has purely to do with the inflation that we've seen in every aspect of everything for the past 4 years, the historic inflation. So, the pricing of those are the pricing of those. And in terms of what comes next, Integrity is obviously going to take into account that you work very hard for your money and do whatever they can to keep the pricing, do whatever they can about the pricing. In terms of shipping, Integrity has been looking at different options, particularly for European collectors. Alain and I have talked about this many, many times. There's no guarantee, but we might have something that we can test out this year. Fingers crossed. I know we've been able to do some stuff with shipping here in the US, but for international, we're trying to do that. So we are hearing these issues. We're talking about them. We're doing everything we can to try to address them, and focus on the things that Integrity can control, which are producing the beautiful collectibles and trying to, address these longer term issues as much as possible. So we appreciate you. And understand that for some countries that things can get a little bit crazy. So in terms of question, will there be any more drag queens since Trixie was so successful? Everything's on the table. We spend a lot of time fielding and talking about different licensing opportunities. So certainly something that that we would consider, and consider just like everything else. So
yeah, absolutely. I also saw questions about Sinue, about all kinds of other collabs. We've got like so many things. Like we just can't tell you everything, guys. I mean, where would the fun be? Like, I just can't just open the book and then, come on, let's keep it fun.
Fabulous. Will there be a style lab this year? I don't think that typically we portray things as a style lab in terms of the online events. But I
think we only did that at the start of the pandemic because that first online event we did was already planned, and we had to flip it around quickly and make it like because it was already planned as an in-person event. But like the style lab, that kind of concept of having it wouldn't make a lot of sense, I think, in the context of an online event. But I can't tell you though. I know I said it before, but like the storyline that we've got is fairly cohesive for the convention, like the online event this year. So I'm actually really, really looking forward to get going on that one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
got a question about registration. So, do you pay for the full amount of the dolls at purchase or down payment? You do a down payment. So the base membership is $50 for each of the upgrades. The full price is $175 plus shipping, but you will pay a $30 deposit. So basically, it's either the 50, 80, or you keep adding on the 30s if you want to, continue to
Yeah,
add
and
dolls.
just because the reason why we do this is so you can reserve your doll, because those dolls are made to order. So like we are taking the order now, and at the end of the W Club registration process on March 19, we shut down that pre-ordering period. This is how that's what helps us determine the edition size. That's how then we communicate with the factory at that point. Okay, you manufacture XYZ. So like those dolls will be made for you. And then when they come in, probably this summer, because it does take a little period of time, plus the shipping from overseas to get them to the Integrity Toys warehouse, then we'll contact you with an invoice via email, and you'll have another little period of time to complete your transaction and receive your doll at that point.
Yeah. Questions on the dolls, being more expensive. Unfortunately, everything in our lives is more expensive. Our food, our shelter, anywhere you go. And Integrity has, in many cases, actually eaten some margin to try to hold prices in place. They're doing what they can. But the reality of the situation is that, we have been through a period of historic inflation, particularly in the US, but also globally over the past 4 years. And so everything is expensive. And again, that's why we're really trying to focus on doing what we can to try to create value. This year, as you noted, and you'll be able to see again, is that with the upgrades, we've got lots of accessories. Poppy Parker has her wonderful dog and the carrier and the stole. Lilith has her lip gloss and her swag bag and all these fun things. We've got Agnes with her champagne glass and her swag bag and things. So we're doing what we can to try to add some, additional perks to make it worth the value. But, we're very aware that every aspect of everything is more expensive. And so we're just, a small family business who's doing its best to try to, give you what they can and what it is you want and still stay in business.
And also, I love the idea of like those little champagne glasses that Jesse and I developed together, of like the little insert. It just, to me, like those kinds of little things, they're so much more fun because they make the dolls more interactive, and it's going to be more fun for you guys when you're taking pictures. So right now I'm trying to come up with like other little kind of like, if you do this, the accessory looks used or looks, like, so like the pictures look more realistic. Like the idea, I know it's a stupid little detail, but it's something that's been bothering me for years. When you take a picture of your doll and like the glass is tilted, but like the liquid is like this. It's a silly little detail, but with 4K photography that we're all able to do with our dolls now, it's so much more fun. We can take like beautiful portraits and close-up photography, and to have like those really cute accessories that are actually look like they're functional. It's so much fun. So
yes. So we're getting questions, obviously, about African American dolls, other diverse dolls, monarchs, certain lines. Yes, and yes. One of the challenges that's is transparent from our side, but not necessarily from your side, is that we work with the company and we plan things out over long periods of time, and not everything always comes out when it's supposed to come out, or sometimes because we put certain things in one group doesn't mean that there aren't things coming later. So it's important to look at things, more holistically over time than in just little chunks of time, because if you look at any little chunk of time, it's not going to check every box that you want it to. But there are plenty of things to meet everybody's needs. We know a lot of the feedback that you guys have been giving. I have been giving it. Alain can attest to this. Yes. At the company retreats, via emails, weighing in. So, more of the things that you guys have been asking for. And you also have to remember that the development cycle is a long one too. These things that we're showing you now were developed a very long time ago, and not always necessarily, again, in the order that we had hoped. So stay tuned. Lots of really good things coming. All right. What else?
Yes, you can order more than one poppy, but it's one poppy per W Club membership that you buy. So if you want to buy more than one of the poppy, you're going to need to buy, let's say if you want two, you need to buy 2 W Club memberships and add the registration exclusive to that membership. That's how you get 2.
Yeah. And for those of you who like the stories, I know that's a big thing. We did bring back a more elaborate story for Fashion Royalty and New Face this year. So please do go to that site that tells you more about the dolls in the overall registration site, which will be linked to at the integritytoys.com main website once we get it up in about 30 minutes to an hour after this. And so we've got some fun, juicy stories, kind of very reminiscent of vintage FR that we're coming back to. So in terms of somebody saying, poppies, how many poppies last year? A couple things, I don't think it was that there were so many poppies last year. It was the timing of some of the other dolls, and it was her 15th anniversary. But again, as I said, we've got a lot of things that are planned this year. Male dolls, meteor dolls, a lot of things that are coming. We do have that Fashion Royalty collection from Jessie that we should be getting to in the spring. So, a lot of good things that are coming. We've got some, as I mentioned, hopefully some stuff with Jason that's coming through that's planned. So lots of good stuff there. Anything else? So many questions, so many things I'm trying to go through. Well, again, if you guys have more questions, the liaisons are here to answer for you. Go ahead.
I see questions about replacement bodies. So we do add those to the shopping cart like regularly. We just did last December. We did a pretty big update to the inventory of replacement bodies on the shopping cart. So if you didn't know that they're there, we still have quite a few, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm sure at some point, we do it pretty frequently. I would say like once a year, maybe once every 18 months, we add new, like other different skin tones or things. So yes, to answer that question, we will have, as they come in, we'll have like new bodies.
Yeah. Alain, we don't do Klarna, correct? Or any of those types of...
No, like no, we don't. Like the only thing that we have are like regular credit cards, like Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, and PayPal. And as I said, I'm pretty sure it's Alipay. Yes. For people in Asia.
Yes.
Yes.
We have your guys' comments here. We're not going to get to all of them and suggestions, but again, please contact the liaisons. It's really great when we get those emails in because we're able to forward those directly. We take a lot of them, we put them together, we forward them with the other feedback that we give on a regular basis. But it's great when people can read them directly from you guys and not just say, hey, we've been reading these things on the forum. So please, if you've got suggestions of things that you want to see, we love to hear those. And as I said, it's sometimes like, it may take a little while for you to get to them, but it doesn't mean that they're not being, considered and put into the mix and things like that.
So that's an interesting question I just saw about the wait list, actually. So I see a question like asking if like new members will be allowed to purchase dolls from previous years. So there's always dolls from last year that are being produced right now that will be shipping but the ones that ordered them last year will have their opportunity to purchase their dolls and get them, but there's always a small amount that stays back at the end. So yes, new members will be able to add their names to the wait list for those dolls, and if quantities are available, we will contact folks on the wait lists by order of priority. So when you get your welcome email, there's going to be instructions about that on how to do that in there.
Yes. Alain, I'm getting a bunch of people asking about things like furniture, which are clearly in your wheelhouse. So anything you want to say about that?
So for those of you that don't know, I'm kind of like the accessory, like anything that's furniture, cardboard structure, packaging, all of that good stuff all comes from my little noggin here. And I would love to say yes. And as time permits, I would love to do more. And I have tons of ideas to get it done. It's just a matter of finding the time to get it done. But yes, as Carol very I'm kind of like the king of everything. So
I literally call him the COE, the chief of everything. Somebody asking about the monthly contest. Yes, we do a monthly contest that you participate in the forum for a chance to win prizes. So that will still be there. All the things that you love will still be there, and lots of fun things to come.
And yes, I do love paper accessories. I just saw a comment about that. Thank you. Bless your heart for appreciating my paper accessories. Because I'm a, I come from like, when I was a kid, I used to collect like the Bionic Woman and all of those kinds of things, like from Kenner Toys, which is gone now. But they were the kings at including all these little paper things and everything. And I used to have so much fun when I was a kid with those things. And it's kind of inspired what I do a lot, because I think it's genius. It just brings in so much more depth to the play, the collecting and everything with the dolls. And there's sort of an infinity of things that you can do with paper accessories, and I do love them. So yes, thank you for noticing. That's very, very,
and
very.
Thank you for doing them and your innovation, you and Jesse, with those glasses. That was really fun. So, all right, guys, I'm sure you have more questions, and you will have more questions when we send you the emails, when you see the registration site. As noted, if you send notes to the liaisons this weekend, they're not there, and I'm sure they will have a ton when they get in on Monday. So give it a day or two to come back. But we have till the 19th of March to register. Get those in soon so you don't forget. If you decide you want to add on more during the period, that's okay. And we have, so much more in store. But again, the 20 years is really about you. There's no club. We could create a club, but if there are no members, there's no point. And we really appreciate having the absolute best collectors on the planet and doing what we can to, keep you and your feedback, in the center of our conversations. And as I said, W Club slogan, we try to make everybody happy some of the time, because with people around the world, can't do it all in one time. But we hope over time that we have, those special things that really add to your collection. So thank you, guys. Hope to see you for the year, and much more to come. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, Alain.
Carol, I just want to say one last thing. I know they can't. We're all giving you a big, big round of applause. Like the team at Integrity, I don't know how we would have done the last 20 years without you. Like, it needs to be said. You deserve all of our gratitude, my friend. You are an incredible lady, and thank you so much for what you do for this company, because I do not think that we would be able to pull it off without you. You keep us honest, my friend, so.
It's very, very kind of you to say. I've said many times in the past, I feel like I have a responsibility to the collectors. I created this monster. So
you have a good way to light the fire under all of us.
I want to make sure everybody's taken care of. And that's really, what drives me to continue to do this after 20 years. I mean, Alain, we obviously we were 12 when we started this. So now it's 20 years later.
It was minus 52 when I started this. So,
yeah. So anyway, thank you guys. We're going to do everything we can to make this a really fun year. So stay tuned, and hopefully we'll see you.
Absolutely. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.